So I made a video recently about how God wants us to be diligent at our day job, how He wants us to, do our work as unto Him and all. And one of the comments was about, okay, so now that God wants us to be diligent at our day job, how do we cope with stress? So we're talking about how to cope with stress today. So if that is what you might want to learn or hear, then you want to stick to the end of this video. Welcome to my channel. My name is Christiana and this is Christy's Pulse. On this channel, God is helping us to be amazing people. He's helping us to live awesome lives. Today we're talking about how to cope with stress, and I'll be talking about how to cope with stress using my own example, how I've been able to cope with stress. So before we go ahead, I want us to remember, Moses in the book of Exodus chapter 18. It's the whole of that chapter. And that chapter was about when Moses' father-in-law went to see him and discovered that Moses was the only one judging the whole of Israel. And from the scriptures we've read, we know that Israelites, they're not just a bunch of people. Bunch of banana. It's not always plenty, right? They're not just a bunch of people, they're a whole lot of people. So imagine one person just, settling cases, and cases will be plenty because anywhere people are together, lives together, there will always be one thing or the other to judge. So imagine one person judging the case of, they'll count some tribes, they'll say the tribe of Judah is 70,000, one tribe of Issachar is 75,000, one is 59,000. There are a lot of people. So one person doing all those work, and the father-in-law was like, this is what you are doing. You'll be stressing out yourself and stressing out the people that have come to receive God's mind. So that's the first thing I want us to know, that when we are stressed, when we are undergoing stressful situation, and we allow that stress to get to us, we are not just stressing out ourselves, we are also stressing out the people around us. And now I want to talk about my experience. So I remember that in 2015, I used to be a lot stressed. I used to be stressed. It's not like my stress has reduced, but around 2015, I used to soak in a lot of my stress, and I was allowing it to dictate the way I lived my life. So the way it happened was, I go to work, I'm stressed, and I come back home, I'm cranky, I'm pouring out my frustrations on the people in the house. And it's like, okay, so they don't even know what happened, they don't even know why, they don't even know what is wrong. They just know that this person that's come back is so angry. And they're not sure, is she angry with us? My husband is always like, what's wrong? Is this woman angry with me? Abi, is it work? Is it? And that's something, Jethro's father-in-law, and that was one thing Moses' father-in-law was telling him. That's Jethro was telling him, you will not be stressing out only yourself, but you also be stressing out the people around you. And remember that one of the things that was making me stressed was because I couldn't make a separation. I couldn't bring out like a clear line. I was not drawing that line between work and outside work. So what I did was, even when I leave work, I'm still carrying work. The first thing you want to do is to learn to compartmentalize. The first thing you want to do is to learn to compartmentalize. I know for some of us it is not easy. We don't know how to leave work at work. Even when it's not like you're carrying physical files to your house, your head is still at work. Your thoughts, you still get home and you still think of the work you left at the office. So the first thing you want to do to overcome stress, to not allow stress to disturb you, is that you compartmentalize. You want to be able to divide. Okay, once I leave work stays at work. And it's not like you are being bad. Your work paid you to be there for, say, 7 to 8 or 7 to 7, as the case may be. Though we call it 9 to 5, but it's actually not 9 to 5. Of course, that it's not 9 to 5. So your work pays you to be there at that time. So the moment you leave, then try as much as you can to, leave work at work, so that you'll be able to enjoy other things that you should do to help you have a life. When you allow stress to get to you, one of the things that does to you is it takes your life, it sucks your life out of you, and before you know it, you are just this empty shell. I used to know this person that was always not happy, was always sad, having a long face. And I knew that, well, from my interactions with the person, I knew over time that it was because the person was stressed, and she was maybe she didn't know how to get out of it, or she didn't know how to manage the stress. So the other thing you want to do is to find something that you love doing and do that thing as often as you can. So something I've discovered is that I like to sing and I like to dance. So sometimes I know that this dance I'm dancing is not correct. It's not like so when I say I like to dance, it doesn't have to be like the trendy dances. It doesn't have to be, okay, this dance is raining and that's why I'm dancing. No, I like to dance, and however I'm dancing it, I'm just dancing. So I've discovered that dancing, relieves my stress. As often as I can, I dance. Learn how to have free time for yourself. Then you're able to put in one or two things that you enjoy doing, so that you relieve your pressure, because stress is not something we can totally do away with. We can only cope with it. So we will not allow it to kill us. So one other thing you want to do is to learn when to say no. That sometimes you need to rest. So that's one other thing we'll talk about. That sometimes you need to take a rest, and somebody is asking for your help, or somebody is asking you to come for their functions or something. Learn how to say no to some events without feeling bad about it. So learn how to be able to say, okay, so I'm sorry, I won't be able to attend this event, because you might not even give a reason. Depending on the kind of relationship you have with the person, you might not have to give a reason. You can just say you're sorry, you won't be able to attend their event. Stress that is left unchecked, stressful situations that is allowed to linger for a long time without those breaks of doing what you love, those breaks of leaving work at work and all that, tends to lead to some major issues like health issues, tend to lead to depression. Stress has led to depression a lot of times, because you feel like this is just your life and you don't have a way out, and you just continue living like that. It has led to depression a lot of times. So you don't want to go into that point where you are depressed because of your stressful work or because of your stressful job. As long as you are not ready to leave yet, are still going to be there, then you need to be able to manage or cope with the stress. So learn how to say no without feeling guilty. So the other thing you want to do is to learn to rest. It's possible you get home early, maybe you are able to leave work early. It's possible you are able to leave your work at work, like compartmentalize. It's possible you are able to say no to events and things. But if all those extra times you have, you are not putting it to good use, like taking a rest, doing things you love doing, then you might have just been at work doing the work. So those times you take off that you plan to actually do your own thing, learn to actually use it for your own thing. Like, for example, if it's to do what you love doing, then ensure you do it. If it is to rest, then ensure you take time to rest. I can't overemphasize the issue of taking time to rest. It's possible that it's I was talking about sleeping, not having enough time to sleep, to somebody, and the person was talking about something they call power nap. And I think just after she said it, there was a time I had to just take that power nap. I felt really fagged out, I felt really fatigued, and I just had to take a few minutes. I just rested my head for a few minutes, and by the time I got back, I was feeling very refreshed. So you want to take rest as often as you can. You want to rest your body, because your body is not, like we say in Nigeria, body no be firewood. You need to rest your body. So one other thing you want to do is to have supportive friends, supportive people around you. Learn to, you need a support system. So there are times you might need to maybe delegate some things. You might need to get somebody to help you with one or two things. Be around people that can be available to help in such situations. And you yourself, when you for you to be able to be ready, be confident enough to ask people for help, that means you yourself must be available to help people when they ask. Yeah, or even if you are not always available, you shouldn't always not be available to help people. You notice that you are a lot stressed, like you are so stressed, Like you could drop. There are times that you just feel so stressed, so tired, so tired. You need to take a break, maybe take a vacation, take a few days off. I know whatever job you are doing, at least there will be some weeks off for leave or something. So learn to take a break, learn to know when you should take a break and be ready to take that break, take a vacation. Your vacation might not even mean you are traveling anywhere, but you just want to rest, from the waking up early and sleeping late pattern or cycle. So learn to take a vacation, learn to take maybe the rest I was talking about earlier is maybe rest in between. Maybe you sleep well, you take power naps if you can. But this one I'm talking about is like a vacation. Take a few weeks, a few days off your work just to be refreshed. What actually stresses us is work. And when we are overstressed, when we discover that we are overstressed, the end result is like the work you actually want to do, that work that is stressing you, you end up not very productive at it because you are stressed, you are tired. So that's why you see that mistakes are happening over and over again, because you are stressed. So in such situations, you might want to take a few weeks, a few days off work so that you come back with a refreshed and relaxed mind. One other thing you want to do is to pray. Pray. I remember that I was praying to God about how stressful my job is at a point, and I don't know, he just told me count it as joy. And I was like, count God, I just said my work is stressful and you're saying count it as joy. Count it as joy. So you want to pray to God to also help you cope with the stress, because actually, like I said earlier, as long as you're not ready to leave that work, you're not ready to leave the job, some jobs come with stress, as the package. The way some jobs come with, cars or, fully furnished apartments. There are some jobs that what it comes with is stress. And as long as you're in those kind of professions, you just have to, learn how to deal with your stress. So you want to pray to God to also help you cope with the stress, know when to take a break, know what to do part-time, such that you're not overstressed, such that the stress doesn't get to you and make you, turn you to what you don't want to be. Like that person I said earlier that was always sad, always not happy, always, she's always on her own. It's, moody. You don't crack jokes around the person and the person laughs, because the person stops finding joy in life. And that's one of the things stress does to you. So you don't want to get to that point, and that's why you want to, take these tips and work on them to help you overcome or cope with your stress. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for staying to the end of this video. So if you are yet to subscribe, please click on the subscribe button, somewhere around here. Until we see in the next video, have a beautiful life. Bye.